There's this guy, 50s, who works at a different company in the same business building as my company, who blocks the doorway by leaning against one side and extending his arm out across it if a woman happens to be arriving at a doorway at the same time as him. Never says anything, just does this eye contact smile thing for maybe 3 seconds and then allows us to go through. Today, it was finally my turn. I got to the main building door right after him, so instead of holding it open so it didn't close in my face like most people do, he just holds it open and stands there with a smug smile. It makes me nervous. I go, can please enter the building? I need to clock in. And he does this whole, wow, geez, fine, sorry, before stepping aside, still holding the door open for me. So I said, stop doing that, we all hate it, and just went in. As soon as I turned the corner from the lobby, I half ran to the stairwell so I wouldn't have to share the elevator with him. I don't even know what firm he works for. According to my closest coworker, HR won't do anything because he's not an employee. A male colleague helped us figure out which company he works for by following him up the elevator coming back from lunch. It's a law office on a higher floor. Another coworker took one of your suggestions and wrote an email to the building's management office. I went to my department manager and carefully asked if this sort of thing were to happen, would I report it to our own HR? And he said it should at least be on record, even if it's hard to prove, which made me give him the fry eyes, IYK. But I went back and typed up an email and sent it, CC'd him, and BCC'd other women that I have specifically seen or heard them deal with him. If he thought I was being hypothetical, now he knows I wasn't. The colleague who followed him to the law office joked that we should hand-draw flyers of him to warn people and put them in the elevators. Now for a few comments. Haunted Bunny Doll. Go to his building, find his manager, and explain he is causing problems if he is doing it only to women, harassment, and misogyny. Then OP replied, this is a good idea. I don't know why this didn't occur to anyone. Maybe because it's not certain, sure we have the right to do that? It's a law firm and I work in a call center. Should we do an email first? Or maybe a few of us just storm their office? Lol. I am the Lizard Queen 666. Is he holding the door open in a way that forces you to duck under his arm? If so, there's no way I would enter that way. Let go of the door. I'm not walking under your armpit. Move away from the door so others can enter. Then OP replied, yes, exactly. I dare you to, I am Lizard Queen 666. That's reprehensible. He's making himself dominant. I assume he only does that with women. I would definitely consider how to figure out who he works for. I would start by using my phone to video my approach to the door and capture his shenanigans, or at least get his photo, then go to the reception at each business and try to find him. Maybe say that he dropped something on his way in and your office manager is trying to identify the rightful owner. Now for the 2-day update. Yesterday was a long day for me. I came in early to 1, make up for lost time spent focusing on this BS, and 2, to avoid the Noid. Although someone ran into him in the afternoon and went straight to our manager and said, he's still doing it, so as far as yesterday, not much has changed. It's only been a day. Who does he look like? I got this question more than once, so I asked around, what celebrity did we think he most resembles? And we all agreed, he looks like the jump to conclusions guy from the movie Office Space. It's freaking true. Except he's a lot taller, over female 6 at least. Thank you so much for all your support and suggestions. I've never been advised about pepper spray so much. I do carry it, but the one time I had to use it, it got in my eyes too, so it's become more of a last resort tool. I told everyone in the bullpen about whipping out our phones and taking a pic or video, including people who happened to notice from a distance. In the moment, I think a lot of us kind of freeze up. I did. So having a plan of action ahead of time really helps. I took one person's suggestion about wearing huge headphones. The theory is that because people who wear those are in their own little world, it's acceptable to show no concern, which makes attention seekers feel less significant. So I wore mine today and got here at my normal time, but no one was hanging around the main entrance. Not sure if that's because the email or not. It's probably too early to hear of any official steps taken, but I did feel kind of young and cool on the light rail, way more comfy than my AirPods. One person DM'd me the song De Todo Un Poco from Dirty Dancing and said next time someone should cue it up on their phone, blast it, and start a limbo line, all genders welcome. Several folks asked about what I wrote in the email, so here's a copy-paste of it, with identifying details omitted or changed. I'll post another update when more happens. Hopefully today. I keep rereading the email, and my stomach has been flipping over and over like I'm a kid about to get in huge trouble. Blah! 2. HR Department at the law offices of blank and blank. I am writing on behalf of myself and several employees at call center company located on the 3rd floor of our shared building to inform you about some workplace harassment we have been experiencing. For several weeks now, an employee at your firm has been intentionally intimidating women by interrupting their path of travel to and from our offices by blocking the doorway with his body in order to force an interaction. He will not move aside until some kind of verbal exchange has happened. He only does this with women, as far as we've observed and documented, which makes us inclined to call this intimacy harassment. This behavior is, of course, unacceptable. This individual creates a very uncomfortable work environment, despite being in different organizations on different floors. He will often be the first interaction of the day, as he seems to linger around the main building lobby and entrance in the mornings. He will also do this with the elevator doors by stalling them from closing or blocking access to the button panel. This has been setting a tone that interferes with having a secure working experience. Many of us have made multiple attempts to address the issue with this person directly, including myself, who told him firmly that we do not like it when he does this. We are requesting that your firm take immediate action to investigate and address this issue. This has already been discussed with our department manager and HR department, and they are looking forward to hearing from yours. I have CC'd them on this email, as well as the Blah Blah Plaza building manager. It is fair to assume that with 6 different organizations sharing this same building, our employees are not the only ones experiencing this. Please inform us when call center company can expect to see the results of your investigation and what measures will be taken to ensure that this type of behavior does not happen again in the future. We hope that this issue can be resolved quickly and that appropriate actions will be taken to ensure that all employees working in Blah Blah Plaza feel safe and respected as we all make our way to and from our offices. Sincerely, with gratitude. Okay, I have to get back to work. I will keep updating. Now for a few comments. Phoenix is Aramak. That email is professional. If you get in trouble for it, that's actually not your fault, but some sexist's choice. I'm very proud of you. When OP was thanked for the compliment, she said, "Thank you." Rewrote it and paced about it for a couple hours before I hit send. Ran it by my boss twice. I've never sent an email this serious and professional, legal, this before. And to a freaking law firm. Ah! Who do I think I am, Ally McBeal? Then Phoenix Izaramak added, "You're a woman with a voice and a reason to be pissed. Thank you for standing up for all of us. Don't let the imposter syndrome get you, because your point is valid and important to be heard. Law firm should be more concerned about the behavior of their employees, not less. Some guy being skeezy opens them up to lawsuits, and that's something they need to know is happening. Super, super proud of you. I know I said it twice. I'm a little odd that way, because so often we are not praised for standing up for ourselves and others, so I insist on being a tad over the top about it. Now for the 6-day update. Oh boy, I've never gotten this much traffic from a post before. Mostly in a positive way, from all the support and suggestions and input and reminders I've gotten over the last several days. So many comments help me turn my anger into power. I've been riding a high from them and from that email. I've never done anything like that before, and I am so appreciative of the support and validation that I did the right thing. Here's how the week has been going. Monday, no one saw the Noid, which is what I've been calling him. I arrived 15 minutes early, just in case. I was afraid he would confront me, angry because he'd gotten in trouble. But no, the lobby was empty, and I was the first person to arrive at the office that day. When I was in the break room at one point, a colleague who sits in the bullpen near me said, This is the first time in months I haven't had to deal with him some way or another. Tuesday, still no Noid sightings. I asked around. I haven't even seen his car in the lot. Did he get fired? It was super busy that day, and I was pretty much glued to my desk, so I didn't have time to meet with my manager or anything besides shooting him a quick, "Hey, any response?" via Teams before I left for the day. I didn't want to be pushy, but really wanted to know. Yesterday, Wednesday, mid-morning, a few women, including myself, were asked to meet with HR separately. I learned that the law offices of blank and blank's HR rep emailed a response to my email directly to them and my manager on Monday without CCing me on it, which made me feel some kind of way, but whatever. The Noid is not an attorney, but a paralegal, and he is on voluntary leave for the week. I asked if the response email could be forwarded to me, but I was told that policy prevents HR from disclosing any disciplinary actions that might have been taken against him. And then I had to write a short statement describing my specific encounter. I hate how, in words, it doesn't look like a big deal, but I was assured that it is. A bunch of us went out for cocktails after work, and I got to hear what others wrote in their statements, like how he sometimes followed them to their cars trying to talk to them, or how he would stand in the elevator doors, preventing them from closing until they heard, "Please, just you, EBU." Today, Thursday, I just got here, and still no Noid. We are all dying to know what happened, if he got fired or transferred or what. No one has been told anything except he chose to take some days off. Maybe this is the law office protecting themselves. IDK. The thing I'm the most afraid of is if he comes back, will he be hostile or retaliate in some way, and I'll have to be brave again and report it. I wish we had a spy in their offices. I'm sorry I don't have more for you. It's kind of anticlimactic, I know. I promise, if when I get to know what actually happened to him, I will let you all know. Or, if he reappears, I will loop y'all in. Edit to add in. I'm getting a frame for that email for my apartment. Now for a few comments. Edith as burglar said, "You have done the right thing. Trust me, this behavior the Noid displays enrages HR too. We are mostly female in HR." Connection round 3141 added, "They legally can't disclose this stuff to you about his employment beyond he's on leave or he's no longer with the firm." I'm glad it's not an attorney. Attorneys are harder to terminate because they tend to have clients that will follow them. Paralegals come and go. When OP was told this, she replied, "Wow, I never considered that, thank you. He had big lawyer energy for sure. Now I'm even more relieved he's not." Lana Silly Banana commented, "I've never wanted more updates than now. The fact that he gets off on women saying please makes my skin crawl." When OP heard this, she said, "I know." When she said that, I was like, okay, we're gonna need a round of shots. Then Bodega Bay added, "All the shots. I'm dying to know, but we'll never know how the law firm determined his identity. Was it another woman who instantly knew who it must be? Did he already have a file with HR? Did they have to ask around? If so, how did they do that discreetly? Couldn't the guy just have denied it was him if there's no camera proof? Maybe he did deny it was him. What happened then? Sigh. I'm just happy something's happened despite no hard proof, like footage. Too many times, men get away with this shoot because not enough proof. When OP saw this, she responded, "This, exactly. We are all dying to know what happened." I think I said in the original post that another coworker emailed the management at the law office, but she wasn't one of the people that joined us for drinks, and I don't know when she had her HR meeting. I don't want to ask either, because she's probably just as on edge as I am, and who knows how much worse her encounters were. The fact that she was fed up enough to communicate with them directly is heavy. My guess is, and I've been ruminating on this obsessively, between my email and hers, and our other male coworker following him to see where he worked, they must have gotten a pretty good description and was identified. Identity was verified from the info in the emails. He does this to women in his own office, and someone in HR immediately knew who we must have been referring to. Maybe even because he's been reported before, but with plausible deniability, like how I'm learning all these legal terms. I'm seriously considering going back to school and getting a law degree at 50. How insane is that? No one was identified, but maybe a company-wide reminder went out about reporting intimacy harassment. At my job, we have to do these video trainings on stuff like this every year or so maybe they had a meeting or a mass email. This isn't the case, but for a couple of days, I was really worried that what if maybe the Noid was their HR rep and was like, oh shoot, and just noped right on out of town. Then Lava Poppy Jack said, yes, I'm so curious as no mention was made of it in the letters. OP replied, I did physically describe him in my email, but omitted it in the copy-paste of it here for privacy. I omitted what I thought might be identifying details. The internet is just too savvy. Finally, Zoe Palooza commented, you'll find that many tiny fish who swim alongside the big fish tend to try and copy their posture and display what they believe is big fish energy. They often aren't. I compare these kinds of people to those annoying flies that have the same coloring as wasps but have no stingers. Am I the idiot for ignoring my girlfriend's sister's rude opinion and proposing with a necklace instead of a ring? I, male 29, have been with my girlfriend, female 28, for 7 years, and I've recently decided that I want to propose to her. When it came time to buy an engagement ring, I had a very difficult time deciding what to get her. Mostly because she absolutely hates wearing rings. She has a medical condition that causes her hands to swell and another one that makes her fingers dry and flaky. She downright refuses to wear rings, and I don't want to get her something that will ultimately be useless. I went to a jeweler and explained the situation, and he suggested I buy her a different piece of jewelry instead. I ended up finding the most perfect necklace I could imagine. It's gold, her favorite, and it has both of our birthstones on it, entwined. It's absolutely stunning and was about the same as my budget for a ring. I thought this was a perfect solution, and I was excited to propose to my girlfriend with this non-traditional gesture. But when I told her sister my plans, she told me it was tacky and no woman would ever want to be proposed to with a necklace. She told me I should just buy a ring that she can put on a chain and wear as a necklace, but I don't see the point as I have already bought her a necklace. I was planning on proposing to my girlfriend on vacation next month, but now I'm not so sure. Her sister told me I will be a jerk if I propose with a necklace, but I need outside perspectives. Am I the idiot for buying my girlfriend a necklace instead of a ring? Now for some comments. That sounds thoughtful and sweet. Let us know how the proposal goes. Your girlfriend will appreciate the gesture and love the fact that you know her well enough that a ring would not be worn by her. That's very thoughtful of you. Forget what her sister says. This wonderful and sweet idea. Sister may be a bit jealous. You know her. You are in the relationship. Go with your gut. You know your girlfriend. How will she feel? Personally, I think this is a great idea, but her opinion is the one that matters. When OP was asked how his girlfriend would feel, he said, I thought she would love it, but now I'm worried. I want to subtly bring it up, but I'm not sure how without tipping her off this close to vacation. In the past, she's joked that I should propose with a puppy, but I can't do that right now. Lol. When you propose, explain it to her. Let her know that if she wants a ring, you would be happy to pick one out with her. If it were me in your girlfriend's place, that would make me happy. I would be flattered that you thought of my needs. Now for the 3-hour update. Update. I never could have anticipated this post getting so much attention. I really just wanted to know if other women would find the necklace to be acceptable. But all of your advice and encouragement has given me the confidence to propose to my girlfriend. Today. I was going to wait 2 weeks until we are on vacation, but I don't want to be anxious until then, and I would rather us use that vacation as an engagement celebration than me panicking the entire time over how I'm going to ask her. Her mother thinks the necklace is perfect, as do her best friends. I'm really not sure why her sister is so upset. I should have mentioned that her sister is only 19, so she may just have a narrow view of engagements. But today, my girlfriend and I are in her grandparents' cabin for the long weekend, and I am going to ask her to marry me with the necklace next to her favorite lake with our dogs. I'm absolutely freaking out. My hands are shaking uncontrollably, and I'm pretending to shower as I write this. I just truly cannot wait any longer, especially after this post. You have all gotten me way too excited. I will update again with her answer. Thank you all so much, and I'm sorry I will not be responding to any comments while I figure this out. Wish me luck. Now for some comments. No idiots here. Her sister is still young, and it sounds like you're the only one keeping her medical conditions in mind. Yes, rings are the traditional way to propose, but you don't have to have one. I think the necklace idea is adorable. I hope she likes it, and good luck. Now for the 19-hour update. Update 2. Well, she said yes. Here's how it went. We woke up early in the morning with our 2 dogs, went out for a nice early morning walk with the mist and the cold morning air. Got back to the cabin where I made us both breakfast, French toast, and bacon, her favorite. And afterwards, we went out in a canoe ride to the center of the lake. She could absolutely tell that I was freaking out because she asked me about 15 times if I was okay. Lol. When we got to the center of the lake, I was basically silent from total fear when she finally said, "Jake, is something going on?" So I grabbed her hands and told her that I think she's the most incredible person on the planet, and I can't imagine living this life with anyone else. I pulled out the box with the necklace in it and asked her if she would make me the happiest person alive and marry me. She instantly burst into tears and said she absolutely would. She didn't even question the necklace and completely understood my choice and told me it was the best thing I could have done to ask her. She told me she doesn't want me to spend my money on another ring, nor does she want a silicone one. She says the necklace is perfect. We spent about 10 minutes sobbing and hugging and kissing until I finally brought us back to shore, where she immediately started calling all of our friends and family. Her sister even texted me and told me that she thinks I made the right decision, which feels really great, Thibault. I'm so happy I didn't wait. Part of me wanted to do it this weekend, but I wouldn't have unless I had this push from all of you. Thank you so much for your kind words and encouragement. We're reading through all of your comments together now while we laugh and talk about the future. My fiancée, Grace, also wants me to let you all know that she appreciated your kind words towards me and the push to propose today. Lol, maybe I'll update in the future, but we'll see. I now have lots of planning for the future. Now for some comments. Congrats, OP. Not the idiot at all. You listened to her wants and reasons for not wearing rings and got her the most perfect piece of jewelry. You're definitely 2 lucky people to have met one another. What an amazing engagement story. Congrats to you both. The sister is young. Don't take it personally. She's had time to process your reasoning and has realized why you chose a ring. I'm so glad to hear she's on board now, too. Am I the idiot for choosing my sister's wedding over my girlfriend's birthday bash? My girlfriend Lisa and I have been together for 2 years. Her birthday is coming up, and she's been planning a big celebration with friends and family for months. It's a milestone birthday for her, and she's really excited about it because she's always felt her birthdays haven't been celebrated properly in the past. Here's where it gets complicated. My sister Jane just announced her wedding date, and it's the same weekend as Lisa's birthday. Jane and her fiancé had to move their wedding up due to some family health issues, and now it's a small, intimate ceremony that means a lot to her. Jane asked me to be part of the wedding party, and as her only sibling, it's important to me to be there. When I broke the news to Lisa, she was devastated. She feels that her birthday should be a priority, especially since I've known about it for so long. She's also hurt because she planned this big event with her closest people, and my absence would be noticeable. I suggested celebrating her birthday a day earlier or later, or even me flying back the next morning, but she wasn't having any of it. Things escalated when Lisa gave me an ultimatum. Either I attend her birthday party, or we're done. She feels this is a test of my commitment to our relationship, and argues that if I loved her, I would prioritize her special day. I explained that my sister's wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime event, and that I can't miss it, but she insists I'm choosing my family over her. Now, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. My family thinks it's obvious I should go to my sister's wedding, but some of our mutual friends say Lisa has a point and that birthdays are important milestones in a relationship. I don't want to hurt either of them, but I can't be in 2 places at once. Am I the jerk for prioritizing my sister's wedding over my girlfriend's birthday after she gave me an ultimatum. Now for a few important comments. Commenter asked if the sister moved the wedding knowing about the birthday, or if they realized it was the same date after being told. The latter, they don't even know it's her birthday. Then another commenter said, "So my Mal, not the idiot, still stands, and that it is a red flag that she is giving you an ultimatum." Another commenter, "Go to the wedding. You will break up with Lisa at some point because compromise is not in her vocabulary. You won't want to look back on choosing the party over the wedding. Plus, if you have a seriously ill family member, you don't want to miss a family get-together." Then OP replied, "Little update. After this post, I texted and called out her behavior, and now she is crying saying I don't even care for her. I'm trying to calm her down, but she is really crying a lot. Did little video call to see her face. Aita, what to do, bruh. Little more update. I think now she has calmed down a bit and is understanding my POV. I said, I'll try to either rush things and be on both sides for small time, or we will celebrate a grand one next time day whenever she likes. Now she said, okay, and then wrote long but emotional para on how much she loves me. After reading that, even I got emotional. I'd cake if it was genuine or not, though. To the people asking, it will be her 21st. Now for the 16-day update. First, thank you all for your feedback on my original post. I decided to go to my sister Jane's wedding, but things have gotten a bit more complicated since then. When I told Lisa that I would be attending the wedding, she was understandably upset and cried a lot. She love-bombed me, showering me with affection and promises, and finally agreed that we could celebrate her birthday the next day. I thought we had come to a reasonable compromise. During the wedding weekend, Lisa texted and called constantly with various problems. She claimed her car had broken down and she didn't know what to do, then said she had an urgent work issue she needed my help with. At one point, she sent me a series of frantic messages about our dog acting strangely, only to later admit he was perfectly fine. Lisa also pulled some weird stunts to disturb me. She sent a food delivery to my hotel room with a note saying, "Wish you were here," and even called the hotel pretending to be me to leave a message saying my presence was needed at home urgently. It was bizarre and stressful, but I tried to stay focused on supporting my sister. When I got back, I went straight to see Lisa. She kissed and hugged me a lot, acting overly affectionate. However, since then, she's been continuously taunting me about ignoring her for the wedding. She makes passive-aggressive comments like, "I guess family is more important than I am," and "Hope Jane's wedding was worth abandoning me." I'm at a loss for how to feel. On one hand, I understand she felt neglected, but on the other hand, her behavior during the wedding was extremely disruptive. Yet sometimes she loves and seduces me like I doubt anyone can ever do it that lovely. Our relationship feels quite complicated, and I'm not sure how to move forward. Now for a few comments. Commenter, there are more red flags in Lisa's behavior than at a Communist Party meeting. Get out while you can. Another commenter, more red flags than Minesweeper on hard. Another commenter, look man, she's really showing who she is. This is what life is going to be like with her, whereby she expects everything to revolve around her. If you want to sign up for that, then go ahead, but I'd personally cut bait. Another commenter, I agree. This woman is not only immature, but a manipulator. Anything that doesn't go her way, expect this dramatic, crazy behavior. It's way out of the bounds of normal. She needs help.